everyone, here I am today to talk about what's really going on when we become frustrated and feeling like giving up on what we have been investing in terms of time, energy, focus, attention, and efforts towards improving our overall state of health of the body. Perhaps it's weight, it's perhaps in terms of even how we feel about being in our body, or even in terms of what that may mean with weight. It's important to remember that everything that we feel is all regulated by where our mindset is. Our mindset is determined and also influenced by what it is that we nourish ourselves, what goes on in the gut. And so it's always going back to what's going on in the gut, be based on, well, what does it receive? What are we eating? Food is healing. Food is so important. It's so significant in terms of the whole mind and body system, in terms of even our relationship we have with our sense of self, how we feel about life, and even in terms of how we feel about food. So we have the power to control what we eat, the quality of food that we consume, and even how much we eat and how frequently we eat. We have the power to control our thoughts based on what we consume, what we digest, and so when we're eating healthily, we're going to be producing a more positive and supportive thought system, which is going to produce a more stable and optimistic emotional system. It's all regulated, and the gut and the brain has a constant loop, a constant feedback system with one another, which is regulated through the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve, of course, regulates the body's nervous system. So the choices that we make are in direct proportion with what's going on between the gut and the brain, and how we're feeling, and what's going on with the nervous system. So when we become more mindful in terms of the choices that we're making, we want to be choosing to lean into those foods that are more supportive in giving us and helping us have the momentum to move into the direction that we're acquiring and aspiring for ourselves. So that'll be, you're leaning into those high quality fats. You want to be leaning into the foods that are dense, nutritional, that are fibrous foods. We want to be leaning into foods that are bringing us into a well-balanced intake, and that are properly timed based on your body's unique rhythm system. Your body's rhythm will be unique, and based on that, you're going to be eating and supporting it through its rhythm, rather than through an unregulated emotional system, rather than poor food choices, rather than poor quality of food. You want to be creating outcomes through a proper diet that's going to give you that feeling of being in connection with your sense of self, with life, having that feeling of connection with the pulse of life. You want to be feeling so good that you realize that you've got this juju, and you feel like all the stars are aligning for you. It's all because you're eating healthy, which makes you feel healthy, creating those emotional thought systems. And it's about continuing on making those food choices that are supportive and beneficial, and you're going to be inspired to even move your body more than what you probably have before. So it's all about being in a state of feeling really good in the skin you're in, and wanting to pursue your goals and dreams. And when it comes to our mind and our body, and when we start to feel our sense of loss in terms of motivation, that is only because you've temporarily lost your remembering or awareness to what is important to you. You always have the motivation in you. It's just a temporary pause to remembering what is important and why. So once you regain that sense of importance, you gain a course correct, of course, and you move forward from there. And then when you continue to pursue your your goals in terms of your body and its state of health. And remember that don't focus on the results per se. You want to focus on all the things that you're doing correctly, that you're doing to the best of your ability. You're making those healthy choices to consume a healthy diet that are supportive of your gut, that's going to support your brain, that supports your nervous system and your emotions. And so when you're doing all of those things, that's when your body is going to move into the direction and respond in kind. If it feels like you're not seeing the results, don't give up, because your body needs time to unwind and undo from where it's come from. It needs time to recover and heal. It is working with you. It just is working in the background, and you may not necessarily see the results right away, but there are results that are happening that you're just not aware of. So don't give up on yourself. Stay inspired, stay motivated, and stay dedicated.